In 1978, Star Wars won Oscars for Best Art Direction, Best Set Direction, Best Costume Design, Best Sound, Best Film Editing, Best Music, Best Effects, and Best Visual Effects. So, I pose this question to you. Are the modern versions of the original Star Wars trilogy, with all of its additions, changes, and manipulations, the same film that won all of these Academy Awards in 1978? The shot of the Jawas setting up shop outside of the Sandcrawler has been widened, showing more detail on the Sandcrawler, adding more vaporators in the background, and saturating the blue sky. Okay, let me clear things up. When I say I like a change but I still prefer the original, to me that's not me being hypocritical. That just means that I understand the change and I think it looks good. I honestly think it adds something, but I still prefer the original version because, well, it's original. Does that sound goofy? Maybe, but original is original, and the changes, however small, do not reflect the versions of Star Wars I remember seeing when I was growing up. So this Jawa shop scene, cool, looks great, and adds more of an expansive feel to the vastness of Tatooine. CG dewbacks, stormtroopers, and costume stormtroopers have been added to this extended scene. For one, the dewbacks look fucking horrible. They just look like PlayStation 2 graphics waddling and wobbling in the background. How is it that CG used in Jurassic Park holds up better than something that was made a few years later? These dewbacks definitely do not hold up. The stormtroopers riding on top of them look comical and they don't move realistically. Why was this change made? I don't know. Maybe to make the search for the droids appear larger, who knows, but it's an unnecessary and stupid change. And to heavily nitpick, stormtroopers with the black frowns did not appear until Return of the Jedi and The Empire Strikes Back. All stormtroopers and sandtroopers from A New Hope have gray frowns. In all three of the original films, the stormtrooper armor was modified slightly, so why did they use Return of the Jedi armor in this extended shot found in A New Hope? If you want to try and give an explanation, leave a message in the comment section below. New digital shots of the Millennium Falcon flying out of Mos Eisley have been added. This change adds a cool element of haste. The viewer sees more of the Falcon and more of the spaceport. It's a small change, but a cool change. The creature that terrorizes our fearless heroes in the trash compactor and pulls Luke below the water now blinks. Nah, some of this shit is just so minor that it's hard to make a comment on. Was it necessary to have it blink in a few frames? No. Does it add anything to the movie? No. Does it take away anything from the movie? No. Some changes are so small that my only comment can be, why? Retroactive continuity, or retcon for short, refers to deliberately changing previously established facts in a work of serial fiction. So, for instance, putting young Anakin Skywalker's ghost standing at the end of Return of the Jedi is an example of retconning. Making Boba Fett a prototype for stormtroopers is retconning, and this change is a small example of retconning. Originally, English writing appeared on the Death Star tractor beam control panel. It is replaced by what we can all recognize as Arabesh, a writing style representing Basic, the most common language in the Star Wars universe. Putting in new shit to replace the old shit to fit with the new shit. Retconning. In Cloud City, many walls have been replaced by digital windows. I really like this change. Looking at the original version, Cloud City kinda seemed claustrophobic, cut off, and static. Adding something as simple as a few windows gives the city a completely different feel. It looks vibrant and busy. Out of all the changes made to the original trilogy, the changes found at Cloud City are probably my favorite. A new shot of Boba Fett's Slave One pursuing the Millennium Falcon out of the patch of space garbage has been added. Like I said before, these scenes are a cool little visual addition, not necessary, but cool. Lando now says attention twice when he addresses the citizens of Cloud City.
Attention, this is Lando Calrissian. Attention.
Okay. I mean, I guess this makes sense. When I was in the Navy, we often repeated ourselves over all forms of voice communication, especially when we were standing watch and relaying information over a PA system. So, I understand the change from that aspect, but I feel like this change is nothing more than changing something just for the sake of changing something. Hell, it's almost not worth pointing out, but hey, that's what I'm here for. A shot of a man and woman and an exterior shot of people listening to Lando address the citizens of Cloud City on the PA system have been added. You know, I remember seeing this change for the first time in the movie theater when they re-released the special editions in movie theaters in the 90s. I remember thinking, wow, this just looks way too polished compared to the rest of the movie. I like the idea of this added scene, but they just don't seem to fit in with the rest of the movie. These short scenes remind me of exterior shots on Naboo. Super polished CG that just looks fake. The idea is cool, the execution just takes me out of the movie. For a long time, a lot of people thought this was a movie mistake. Han Solo went from wearing no jacket to wearing a jacket back to wearing no jacket over and over again. Turns out this wasn't a mistake at all. What appears to be a jacket is actually a shadow. Eventually, the shadows were brightened to kill the confusion. Obi-Wan Kenobi has been replaced by Jar Jar Binks in the entire original trilogy. Ah! So that's part 5 of my Star Wars Changes series. You know what's funny? All of the changes I have presented over the 5 episodes isn't even close to scraping the surface of the total changes made. Seriously, Lucas has been tampering with Star Wars since 1977. I mean, the first year it came out, he was already making changes. And he had been the great tinkerer for a little over 35 years. My personal view is that all of these changes and instances of retconning tug down on the original trilogy. They scrape away from its charm with every new shiny addition. Maybe I'm just set in my ways, but that's just how I feel. Be sure to let me know how you feel about all of the changes made to Star Wars over the years in the comment section below. A huge thank you goes out to my 5 channel patrons. Level 1 Grand Admiral supporter Spencer Robertson, Level 2 Grand Moff supporters Cornell Pinkman, Cable Brandon, and Sven Ulrich, and Level 3 Moff supporter Wolfie. If you want to support the channel, head to patreon.com/HelloGreedo. Be sure to like the HelloGreedo Facebook page, follow me on both Twitter and Instagram, and join the HelloGreedo forum. As always, thanks for watching. HelloGreedo, out.